Marvel's had its moments, but when DC hits, the whole internet catches fire. Memes, edits, hashtags, full-on riots in the comment section. The TV region has seen it all, from Nolan to Gunn and everything in between. So buckle up, because here are the top 25 times when DC characters broke the internet. Kicking things off with a dog. Yes, a dog. When that first Superman teaser dropped with a beaten down Clark lying in the snow whistling for help, nobody expected the cavalry to be a scruffy white mutt in a cape. Krypto dragging Superman home by his cape instantly turned into the most shared clip of the entire marketing campaign. By the time the movie came out, bro had a bigger fan base than half of the Justice Gang. James Gunn literally based him on his own menace of a dog, Ozu, and it shows. Krypto is chaos with heat vision. And don't even get me started on him mourning Lex Luthor in the finale like a chew toy that owed him money. Watching the smuggest villain in Metropolis get flung around by an overexcited puppy was pure cinema. Superman saves the world, sure, but Krypto saved the whole movie's internet presence. Who's a good boy? He is. He absolutely is.
Ow, stop it. Krypto, ow, ow, stop it, stop. Sit, stay.
This is your perfect world, huh?
Peacemaker Season 2 spent weeks selling us Chris Smith's dream dimension, loving family, hero worship, the works. Then, Episode 6 ends with Harcourt pointing out the tiny detail that there's not a single person of color anywhere. The flag unfurls, and there's a freaking swastika where the stars should be. Yeah, our man moved to Earth X, the universe where the Nazis won. The second that scene aired, social media went absolutely feral. Half the internet screaming, "I called it!" and the other half genuinely gagged. To be fair, the clues were everywhere, from the sus hot dogs to the Mein Kampf copies casually sitting on every Argus desk. Poor Adebayo getting chased down a suburban street was genuinely horrifying, which made the whole thing hit even harder. Gunn said this episode was one of his favorite things he's ever made, and honestly, the man knew exactly what kind of discourse bomb he was dropping. Crazy work.
Oh, my f***ing hand, bro! Who the f*** are you? I'm John Economist. I'm from another dimension. I'm here to get our friend Peacemaker, who's your son, but he's not really your son. I guess he killed your son. I am saying way too much.
And deep down, you're just terrified. Because you're not sure he's wrong, huh? You think they deserved it, huh? You think they deserved it.
Matt Reeves really broke the internet with a character you can barely even see. The Batman ends with Riddler's mystery neighbor in Arkham, an unseen, giggling inmate whose creepy little Riddler alone had theory channels working overtime. Then came the confirmation that it was Barry Keoghan as the Joker, and the timeline promptly imploded. But the real detonation happened after release, when Reeves dropped the full deleted Arkham scene online. Batman consulting the Joker on the Riddler case, full-on Hannibal Lecter style. The clip pulled in millions of views at light speed, with fans freeze-framing every second of that scarred, permanently grinning design that looked like something out of a nightmare. It's genuinely one of the most disturbing takes on the character ever, and bro achieved icon status with barely 2 minutes of total footage, most of it out of focus. That's aura farming at an efficiency rate science can't explain. Now, hurry up with part 2 already, Matt.
You are too delicate and weak, like Superman.
I'm not like Superman.
Supergirl spends the entire movie preaching restraint, kindness, and saving squirrels from kaiju. Genuinely, there's a squirrel saving this film. So when the Justice Gang confronts Boravia's warmongering dictator at the end, you'd expect a stern lecture and maybe a prison cell. Instead, Hawkgirl grabs the man, flies him into the sky, and just lets go. Theaters erupted. It was the biggest laugh/gasp combo of the summer, and the clip went viral within hours because of how casually brutal it was in an otherwise wholesome movie. Superman might not kill, but Hawkgirl clearly didn't read the memo, and honestly, the contrast is what made it legendary. The internet immediately turned into a meme format. Superman would never, Hawkgirl absolutely would. And it perfectly set up the idea that the Justice Gang are heroes, but they're not exactly saints now, are they? Corporate-sponsored justice hits different, eh?
I know you won't kill me. You piece of
Just when the 11th Street kids gave us the warm and fuzzy checkmate setup, new office, new purpose, Harcourt and Chris finally figuring their situation out, James Gunn snatched the happiness away like a supervillain. Rick Flag Sr. never forgot that Chris killed his son, and in the final minutes of the finale, his goon grabs our man and shoves him through the portal into salvation, the alien prison planet Argus just discovered. Cut to black. Cut to the entire internet losing its collective mind. This wasn't just a cliffhanger, it was a whole DCU setup disguised as a gut punch directly feeding into Man of Tomorrow. Frank Grillo played Flag's descent into villainy so well, the fans started conspiracy theories about whether Lex was pulling his strings. Also, shout out to Gunn casually revealing he wanted one of the dimension doors to open on Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds was down. Imagine the internet damage that would have done.
Is this Flag?
Before we move all the metahuman prisoners here, I thought a little due diligence is required. See what effect this dimension has on the human body.
Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe and become a member for early access to our videos.
Please. It's too much. Please. Too fucking much. I'm sorry.
The Penguin was already a masterclass, with Colin Farrell disappearing into Oscorp and Kristen Miliotti's Sophia stealing every scene she touched. But the finale gave us the moment that had the whole internet in shambles. Oz strangling Victor, the sweet kid who stood by him through everything, just moments after Victor basically called him family.
You're family to me, you know?
The betrayal came out of nowhere and yet made perfect, horrible sense. Oz can't love anything without eventually destroying it, and the show spent 8 episodes proving it before delivering the final blow. Twitter, Reddit, TikTok, everywhere you looked, people were posting Victor edits with sad music and typing paragraphs about how they'd never trust a bald man in a fur coat again. It's the rare TV death that made a villain protagonist genuinely irredeemable, and fans still bring it up whenever the Batman 2 gets mentioned. R.I.P. Vic, you deserved so much better than bro. Sometimes 2 words are all it takes. When the first Titans trailer dropped in 2018, we got a gritty Dick Grayson beating down goons in an alley, and when one of them asks where Batman is, our man looks dead into the camera and says, F Batman.
Batman.
The internet didn't walk. It sprinted to the meme factory. Within hours, it was the most quoted, most mocked, most debated line in superhero history. Half the fandom thought it was the edgiest, most try-hard thing ever put to film, and the other half thought it was hilarious, and both halves would not stop posting about it. The show itself turned out decent enough, but nothing it ever did match the cultural earthquake of that one trailer moment. Even now, 8 years later, you can't discuss gritty superhero reboots without someone typing those 2 words. That's not marketing anymore, that's folklore. Nobody, and I mean nobody, had sobbing over the Weasel from the Suicide Squad on their bingo card. For years, this guy was a throwaway joke, the creature locked up for supposedly killing 27 children.
You, stop! Get away from them kids!
Then, Creature Commandos Episode 4 dropped the truth, and the internet collectively fell apart. Turns out Weasel never hurt anyone. He was a gentle, dog-like sweetheart who befriended a group of kids, and when a fire broke out, he desperately tried to save a little girl, only for the cops to shoot him down and pin the whole tragedy on him.
Hey, it's got a kid! Stop, police!
James Gunn himself called it the saddest thing he's ever written, and bro wasn't exaggerating. Social media flooded with Weasel did nothing wrong posts, crying reaction videos, and fan art of the poor guy for weeks. An animated show about D-list monsters made the world weep over a feral gremlin. If that's not breaking the internet, I don't know what is.
There! I see it!
Perfect, Psychopath says. How about I get you what you deserve?
Breaking the internet doesn't always mean applause. Sometimes it means an absolute inferno. Joker Folie à Deux took the billion-dollar phenomenon that was 2019's Joker and followed it up with a courtroom musical where Arthur Fleck renounces the Joker identity entirely and then gets shanked to death in Arkham by a random inmate who calms a smile into his own face. The internet didn't take it well. The film pulled one of the worst cinema scores in comic book movie history. The discourse raged for months and every corner of social media had a take. Betrayal of the fans, secret masterpiece, deliberate middle finger, you name it. Whether Todd Phillips trolled us all on purpose is still being debated in comment sections to this day. Look, I'm not here to relitigate this movie, but purely by the numbers, few DC endings have ever generated this much online carnage. Negative aura is still negative aura, I guess.
About the... Oh my god, don't do this to me. I don't know about the what. You okay?
I told Victor this was possible.
What does this mean?
Before Deadpool and Wolverine made crossovers cool again, the Arrowverse pulled off the impossible. In Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 4, Grant Gustin's TV Flash is running through the Speed Force when he suddenly comes face to face with Ezra Miller's movie Flash. Nobody, and I mean nobody, saw this one coming. The movies and the TV shows were supposed to be separate universes that never acknowledged each other.
Found Barry Allen. No! What does that mean? How can this...
This should be impossible now.
It should be impossible now?
And here they were, two Barry Allens geeking out over each other's suits, with the movie version finally getting the name The Flash. Comic fans lost their entire minds. The scene was shot in total secrecy, and when it aired, it trended worldwide within minutes. This was the moment DC basically told us the multiverse means everything counts. Every era, every actor, every universe. For one glorious minute of television, the impossible was canon, and the internet has never fully recovered. Crazy work from the CW of all places.
You want a selfie, bro?
No,
I'm sorry.
we're not, no. I'm also the Flash.
You're also the what?
The Flash?
The Flash?
In an era where skip intro is the most used button on any remote, James Gunn created the one credit sequence humanity collectively refused to skip. John Cena and the entire cast performing dead serious, perfectly synchronized choreography to Wigwam's Do You Want to Taste It? No smiles, no winks, just pure committed absurdity. The internet immediately turned it into the meme of early 2022. TikTok reactions, frame-by-frame breakdowns, that hair metal song shooting up the charts nearly 2 decades after its release. It was a full cultural moment from a 3-minute title sequence. The genius is in the commitment. If anyone in that cast had cracked a smile, it just wouldn't have worked. Instead, you got a 6-foot wall of muscle in a chrome helmet doing jazz hands like his life depends on it. Season 2 later switched the song to Foxy Shazam's Oh Lord, and fans had a whole grieving period about it. That's the power of a dance, bro.
Like an adopted son. Isn't that right? Batman.
The Snyder Cut existing at all was already the biggest fan campaign victory in movie history. A literal years-long hashtag war that ended with Warner Brothers spending millions to finish a 4-hour director's cut. But then the trailer dropped and Jared Leto's Nightmare Joker actually said the words, "We live in a society."
We live in a society.
A meme that had been circulating for years as a joke about edgy Joker fans was now official canonical dialogue spoken by the actual Joker in an actual DC production. The internet imploded in the best way possible. It was Snyder openly winking at the fandom, and whether you found it brilliant or cringe, you were talking about it, which is the whole point of breaking the internet now, isn't it? The nightmare scene itself, with Batman and Joker forced into an uneasy truce in an apocalyptic wasteland, was genuinely haunting stuff, wasn't it? But let's be real, 5 words did more damage online than the entire 4-hour runtime.
You need me. You need me to help you undo this world you created by letting her die.
Never.
Some moments break the internet with hype. This one broke it with arguments. When Superman, in his very first movie of the new era, snaps General Zod's neck to save a family from his heat vision, the scream Henry Cavill lets out was matched only by the scream of the entire comic book community. Does Superman kill? Should Superman kill? Was this the only option? Why didn't he just cover Zod's eyes? Congratulations, you've now read every DC forum from 2013 to the present day. The debate literally never ended. It shaped the entire Snyderverse discourse, influenced how future films handle the character, and even James Gunn's 2025 Superman feels like a direct response to it. Very few single scenes have defined a decade of online fandom warfare like this. Zack Snyder took the safest character in fiction and made him controversial with one crack of the neck. Whether that's genius or blasphemy, well, that's exactly the argument now, isn't it? Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn had already survived 2 movies of mixed reception, but this was the scene where the internet unanimously agreed she'd found her perfect form. Captured in Corto Maltese, Harley casually breaks herself out and proceeds to shred an entire palace worth of soldiers, and James Gunn styles the violence with cartoon birds and exploding flowers bursting out of every kill, straight from inside Harley's delightful broken brain. It's hyper-violence filtered through a Disney princess's imagination, and the clips spread across social media like wildfire. Gunfu with animated flowers shouldn't work, and yet it's one of the most visually iconic action beats in any DC movie. Also, shout out to her deciding to leave her red flag dictator boyfriend via, extreme measures moments earlier. Queen behavior, honestly. When people talk about Robbie being born to play this character, this is the exact 3 minutes they're thinking about. Matt Reeves didn't introduce his Batmobile, he unleashed it. The Penguin thinks he's escaped, the highway is chaos, and then out of the flames behind him, this growling muscle car monster comes roaring through the fire like Satan's own ride. The trailer shot of it leaping through the explosion instantly became the image of the movie's marketing. And when audiences finally saw the full chase, captured that upside-down shot of Batman walking towards a whimpering penguin framed like a horror villain, the internet declared it one of the greatest car chases ever filmed. That engine sound alone became a meme. Colin Farrell's "he's coming for me, he's right behind me" panic gave us a reaction shot every edit needed, and Pattinson's silent, unhinged intensity did the rest. Bro turned a car reveal into a jump scare. That's just filmmaking excellence, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Permission to come aboard.
For decades, Aquaman was the internet's favorite punching bag. The guy who talks to fish, the super friends joke. Then, Jason Momoa dropped onto the hijacked submarine, hair flowing, tattoos out, casually asking permission to come aboard, before wrecking an entire pirate crew, and suddenly the world's most memed hero became the world's most beloved unit. The one-liner became instantly iconic. The entrance became a template for how to rehabilitate a character in 30 seconds, and the movie went on to make over $1 billion. The first DC film to ever do it. Not Batman, not Superman, the fish guy. The internet's full 180 on Aquaman remains one of the funniest redemption arcs in pop culture, going from punchline to bro, I would let Aquaman ruin my life posts almost overnight. Momoa's swagger carried an entire underwater kingdom on his back, and honestly, that surfboard eyes pose alone deserves its own entry.
Подробись, я не хочу попустить счастливый час Изева.
This nervous. Black Adam. We should talk.
The hierarchy of power in the DC universe was, in fact, about to change, just not the way anyone planned. After years of fans begging for Henry Cavill's Superman to return, Black Adam's post-credit scenes delivered it. The drone exploded, the John Williams-flavored theme swells, and Cavill steps out of the smoke saying, "We should talk." Theaters shook. The internet went nuclear. Cavill posted a confirmation video that broke records. The Rock declared victory, and for about 6 weeks, it was the most celebrated comeback in superhero history. And then James Gunn took over the DC studios, and the whole thing got uncancelled, then cancelled faster than you can say reboot. The whiplash turned one of DC's biggest internet-breaking highs into one of its most tragic memes. Cavill got done dirtier than any actor in the genre, and fans still post about it. At least he got his flowers in the multiverse via Deadpool and Wolverine, eh?
There's no one on this planet that can stop me.
I can call in a favor and send people who aren't from this planet.
Send them all.
As you wish.
Yeah. I'm Batman.
The Flash may have face-planted at the box office harder than Barry hitting a wall, but nothing stopped the internet from combusting when Michael Keaton, 31 years after Batman Returns, looked into the camera and said, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts." The trailer reveal alone racked up insane numbers, with millennials and Gen X collectively ascending as the 1989 Batcave, the Batwing, and that suit all came back in full glory. Keaton didn't miss a step either. The man was 71 and moving like he never took the cowl off. "I'm Batman" hit completely different coming from the original cinematic Bat himself. It's honestly a little tragic that such a monumental nostalgia bomb was attached to a movie the general audience skipped, but the internet moment was undeniable and real. For a few glorious months, one of the greatest castings in superhero history was back, and the timeline was nothing but Keaton appreciation posts.
Calm down, Doctor. Now is not the time for fear. That comes later.
Bane hijacking a CIA plane midair in one of the most audacious practical stunt openings ever filmed was already jaw-dropping cinema. But what actually broke the internet and kept it broken for a full decade was the dialogue. "If I pull that off, will you die? It would be extremely painful. You're a big guy. For you."
If I pull that off, will you die?
It would be extremely painful.
You're a big guy.
For you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bane posting. The exchange spawned one of the longest-running, most inexplicable meme cultures in internet history, with entire communities dedicated to quoting, remixing, and worshipping this 4-minute scene. Tom Hardy's bizarre theatrical voice, which a second ago I couldn't even pull off, coming out of a man built like a vending machine, turned every line into instant copy-pasta gold. The crazy part, the scene is genuinely one of Nolan's best set pieces, with a real plane, real skydivers, and a hostile takeover conducted at 20,000 feet. It's peak cinema and peak shitposting at the same time. Very few scenes can claim both crowns, bro.
They expect one of us in the wreckage, brother.
Have we started the fire?
Yes. The fire rises.
Whatever your feelings on BVS, and all the internet has all the feelings, there's one thing basically every human agrees on. The warehouse fight is the single greatest live-action Batman fight ever put on screen. Ben Affleck's Bat storms in to save Martha Kent and proceeds to dismantle an entire room of armed mercenaries using fists, gadgets, crates, and other people's guns as blunt instruments. It's brutal, fluid, and ripped straight from the Arkham games, which is exactly why gamers and comic fans alike flooded the internet with frame-by-frame worship. For decades, movie fights were choppy, close-up messes. This was the first time the world's greatest martial artist actually fought like it. Batfleck may have gotten a rough deal overall, but this 2 minutes single-handedly earned him a permanent fan base that still campaigns for him today. When the best Batman debates start in any comment section, this clip is the first thing that gets dropped every single time.
I believe you.
Harvey Dent. And then Christopher Nolan flipped an actual full-size semi-truck end over end on an actual street in actual Chicago. No CGI, no miniatures. Just a real 18-wheeler doing a front flip like an Olympic gymnast because the Joker's chase needed a finale. In 2018, when YouTube was hitting its stride, this stunt became the clip everyone sent everyone. The behind-the-scenes footage went just as viral as the movie scene because people simply couldn't believe it was real. This chase, Batpod included, set the bar for practical blockbuster action so high that filmmakers are still chasing it, and every practical effects versus CGI debate online eventually circles back to this truck. It's the kind of moment that makes you respect cinema as a craft, not just entertainment. Also, the Joker casually walking around with a rocket launcher mid-traffic remains one of the funniest images in the trilogy. Absolute chaos. Beautifully engineered. Some scenes break the internet with shock. This one broke it with emotion. Told that no man's land can't be crossed, that no man has crossed it in years, Diana climbs a ladder anyway, cloak off, armor gleaming, deflecting machine gun fire as she walks alone across a World War I battlefield. It became an instant cultural landmark. People posted videos of themselves crying in theaters. Parents shared clips of their daughters watching it wide-eyed. Think pieces flooded every outlet about what it means to see the first major female-led superhero film deliver its moment, and Patty Jenkins had to fight the studio to even keep the scene in. Gal Gadot catching that machine gun fire on her shield while the score exploded is pure, uncut heroism. No irony, no quips, just belief. Nearly a decade later, it's still the gold standard for a superhero arrival moment. Sometimes breaking the internet just means making millions of people feel something at the exact same time.
Please, stop!
Why did you say that name?
It's his mother's name! It's his mother's name.
Here it is, the meme of memes. Batman has Superman pinned, Kryptonite spear raised, 18 months of marketing hype behind this exact moment, and the fight ends because both their mums are named Martha. The internet didn't just break, it entered a new geological era. Why did you say that name? Became the most quoted, most parodied, most weaponized line in superhero movie history. Every fandom war, every DC versus Marvel thread, every YouTube comment section, Martha was there. And look, the funniest part is the scene is actually trying to say something meaningful about Batman realizing he's become the very monster he fears, seeing his own mother's death reflected in his enemy's humanity.
I need you at that ship. I'll find her. My mother needs me. Wait. I'll make you a promise. Martha won't die tonight.
Buried in there is a genuinely powerful idea, but the execution was just clunky enough that the internet chose violence instead. And honestly, a decade of Martha memes might be a greater cultural legacy than the movie itself could have ever earned. Say the name. You know you want to. Very few moments transcend the film and become physical, real-world phenomena. Arthur Fleck, fully transformed into Joker, dancing down those Bronx steps in that burnt orange suit, did exactly that. The scene went so catastrophically viral that the actual staircase in the Bronx became a global tourist attraction. Real people from real countries flying in to recreate the dance, to the point where locals were begging everyone to stop. Joaquin Phoenix's loose, unhinged choreography became the template for 1 million TikToks, Halloween costumes, and edits, and the image of Joker mid-dance is now as iconic as any superhero pose ever struck. The movie itself made over $1 billion, won Phoenix an Oscar, and sparked endless discourse about society. Pun fully intended. Those 30 seconds on the stairs are the part burned into the world's collective memory. When your villain's dance moves alter real-world foot traffic patterns in New York City, you haven't broken the internet, you've broken reality.
Make this pencil disappear. It's gone.
18 years have passed since Heath Ledger slammed that goon's head onto a pencil, and I'm yet to see a villain introduction that hits harder. The pencil trick isn't just a seed, it's the exact moment comic book movies grew up in front of the entire world. One magic trick, 3 seconds of violence you never actually see, and a room full of hardened gangsters. And the audience, realizing this Joker is something else entirely. The internet has never let it go. It's the most gifted, most quoted, most referenced villain moment in the genre's history, and it set the tone for a performance that won Ledger a posthumous Oscar and redefined what these films could be. Every villain since, in DC, Marvel, anywhere, gets measured against the bar this scene set. Why So Serious gets the posters, but the pencil trick is where the legend was born. Some moments break the internet for a week. This one's been breaking it since 2008, and it isn't stopping.
500 grand for this clown dead. 1 million alive, so I can teach him some manners first.
All right, so listen, why don't you give me a call when you want to start taking things a little more seriously. Here's my card.
Hope you liked the video. Please subscribe to the TV Regent and become a member for early access to new videos.
Clark, no!